and today we are here for a series of activities, including learning 4 areas of our soft skills development program, which is a program that was designed by the Pan-African Office of IMCS. And this program is developed to train young people on how we can develop our soft skills, which is needed not only in school, but needed outside school. When we go beyond school, there are certain skills we need. And I would say that this was not developed only by IMCS Africa. It was developed by the members of IMCS. They had a survey, and the results came out that the young people in Africa, young people, when I say young people, I'm referring to the young people in IMCS Africa. What they need are things like emotional intelligence. They need workshops on leadership and public speaking, workshop on communication and team building, on specific topics on soft skills that we need in our careers. So all these things were summed up, and we decided to have 6 training modules. So today's workshop is to have 4 of the modules delivered to you, and you ask the questions. I open the floor that make it as interactive as you want. And I implore all of you to participate. And Doc, you are invited.
Thank you, Aaron. I'm delighted to be part of this program, and has always been. As we were discussing before the program started, we said we were going to use an adjective to qualify our first names. So I said I was kind, Kafui. We had adorable Aaron, and then excellent Eric. So I'll give the microphone to the participants to introduce themselves. I'll start from my immediate left.
Joyful James.
I am Majestic Martin.
Exceptional Else.
I am also King Kenny.
Reliable Ready.
Respectful Rosemary.
Wonderful Wilfred.
Eminent Emma.
Honest Emilia. Great. So, such beautiful qualifiers, and God bless you for coming. And I hope your stay here will be rewarded. You can keep the mic, we'll be asking questions. Alright, so we'll begin with the first video, which is on emotional intelligence, stress management, and counseling. So we are just going to go through the main themes, and then at the end we ask questions, which we hopefully would answer. But we'll set up the workshop by asking the question, what is emotional intelligence? And please, just from your own understanding, what do you think emotional intelligence is? I'll take 2 submissions. So if you are interested, we could just put up our hands. For the purposes of the recording, we need to be a little fast. Please feel free. It's not a classroom, it's just a workshop. So, what is emotional intelligence?
Emotional intelligence is the ability to manage your emotions even in bad moments.
That's nice. The second one. Yes.
I also think emotional intelligence is the way you can be able to understand and also relate to others when it comes to your emotions.
Beautiful. Okay, Sam, the last one.
Thank you. I also think that emotional intelligence is your ability to know your emotions and others, and then how to use it and manage it to have a very positive relationship with others. And then, okay, that's all.
Thank you for your answers. So based on your answers, those who have not yet talked, how do you rate your emotional intelligence? How do you rate it? From a scale of 1 to 10. Please give her the mic. Give them. Okay. 3. Okay, that's it. Emilia says 3. I think 5. 5. Midway. Anyone from here?
4.
Alright. Excellent answers. So basically what you've all said is true. But I would want to qualify to say that the ability to identify and manage one's own emotions as well as the emotions of others. The slides will be given to you, so I would rather want you to pay attention and then you can go on. Then I had twisted it a little bit in my own words, and I said the ability to absorb everything by not reacting but responding. Mostly we react to things instead of responding to the things. Then it means that you have to understand. You must be able to use and manage your own emotions. When people have intelligent IQ, like they are very intelligent and it's high, and their social intelligence or emotional intelligence is low, you see they don't succeed in life. So they can be very, very brilliant, but they seem not to put it together. They seem not to be successful. Why? Because that social and emotional bit is low. It's very, very, very important. So it builds stronger relationships, and it helps us to succeed in school. We are all students in one way or the other. Even if we are married or we are single, we've all learned to learn from somebody, and then at this setting we are students. Good. And then to help achieve our career goals and personal goals, it helps me a lot, and it helps Adorable Aaron, it helps Excellent Eric. It can also help to connect with your own feelings. You should know who you are. If you don't know who you are, then somebody can actually manipulate who you are and tell you who you are, which shouldn't be. You should be in control of yourself. Let's say if you are easily pissed off, you easily get angry, you should know how to manage it and restrain yourself. The Bible even said it's okay to be angry, but don't let the sun see the anger the next day. So yes, so there are things which are part of our lives, but how do you handle it and use it in the positive or rightful manner? Then it turns all your intentions into action. People plan, but they are not able to execute them. Mostly. That's why they don't succeed. So to have a conscious effort of making sure that what I have put in place per my priorities and following them, that makes you mature. So sometimes we equate maturity with emotional intelligence. It's not about age. And sometimes you need knowledge, training, skills to be able to overcome the low emotional intelligence. You need to learn certain attributes that can help you to be emotionally intelligent. And then it being very successful depends on it. So we'll look at the self-management. Somebody said you should know yourself, and that's exactly what it is. Know yourself. When are you happy? Conscious of what happens to you. It might not be good. You know, sometimes people mix up temperament with emotional intelligence. The attitude or behavior you have may not be a good one, but if you know, then you can work towards it. The fact that some people say, I am me, I don't tolerate this. like waking up early in the morning. You get it? But you must wake up to go to school or work or do your chores. If you're a mother, take care of your children. So if you say, me, I don't like waking up, it doesn't sound good. So you must know yourself, but knowing yourself will help you adapt to situations, communicate effectively, and then self-awareness is also part of it. What draws you? What makes you angry? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? You get it? You must know. It helps. Then your social awareness. Are you empathetic towards others? You feel for others, or it's all about you? If I guess what I want, that is it. Nobody else matters. Is that the kind of person you are? It shouldn't be. And then your relationship management is key, because this life, we are social beings and everything we do is about relationship. In school, you're having a relationship with your tutors. At church, you're having a relationship with the community and your priests, right? Good. So you must learn to be able to manage your relationships by maintaining good ones, communicate clearly. Most times we don't communicate what we want. You should be seen to inspire others. You should be seen to influence others, because you'll be launching into leadership and you need all this. You should be seen to be somebody who can work in a team. This morning we had to reorganize, right? And we needed to work as a team to make it happen. And you should be seen to manage people too very well. And although it's not so clear, we have a lot of things: breathing, breath control, socialize, exercise, and sleep. So we're actually managing stress. Some people are saying that stress can be positive and negative. Do you agree? I think you will agree to the negative, but is it positive? That's the one I'm so interested in. Is stress positive? Stress is a good thing, but the way you manage it can make it bad. So it is both positive and negative. And what is it? It's just a normal human reaction that happens to everyone. And in fact, the body is designed to experience stress and react to it. But I said, instead of reacting, we should be responding. Good. And when you experience changes in your life, in a situation, we call it stresses. We experience those things. Your body produces physical and mental responses, and then that causes the stress. So, adjusting to your body's reaction to situations outside. It could be internal. You are thinking of something. You are preparing for exam. This exam week, Eminent Ella is going to write a paper this afternoon, and she's here. I admire her courage. So, and this stress can motivate you to rather achieve when managed properly. So, for instance, it's good we are in exam week and you are preparing for exam. You say, okay, what is coming? What am I going to learn? Oh no, I've not learned this. Let me go and check this book. Blah, blah, blah. People use it to study hard, and others use it to just destroy themselves and get zero. We get up every day as parents, workers, to plan and make sure that we have a successful life. Sometimes when you get home to sleep, you see that you are so stressed, and you ask yourself, what at all am I looking for? But if you don't do it, with this hiking prices of fuel and everything, you cannot even feed yourself. So you need to go get out there and work. After working and getting the money, you have to manage that small money. It's really a headache. And this is happening all over Africa. But I think Ghana, we are getting worse off. So, some of the things that causes stress, and you have mentioned some, are just a lot of pressure. pressure, sometimes unnecessary pressure we put on ourselves. Ladies who say, I want to be the most fashionable lady in town, I want this bag, unnecessary pressure. Face big challenges like a loss of a parent, a friend, a loved one. You are looking for a job, you want getting it. Even at the job site, you are facing a lot of issues. Men want to provide. Even those who are not married, they still want to provide for people. Why? You'll say it's societal pressure or woman pressure. Then you're worried about something which we all do. I think this morning I was worried. It was getting to me, so I had to come out of it. Then you don't have control over a situation which we don't manage well. And that's why it's like someone else is causing you problems. And you're allowing the person to cause you a problem. The person will go and lie down and sleep. And then you would be there and be worrying. Stress. You have overwhelming responsibilities. And we'll find out that sometimes you just have to pause, relax, and use the common Ghanaian adage, meaning because we die, we won't sleep. Sometimes not having work to do can cause you stress. You have to move to a new place can cause you stress. So the stress is everywhere. Discrimination, abuse, and hate can cause you stress, and it can even make you commit suicide. So the stress is actually all around us, and even within us. When you sin, sometimes it causes you stress. So your heart is beating. It's everywhere. And this stress can emanate physically. So you have aches and pains. You know, sometimes you wake up and it's like, I want to sleep more. You are exhausted, you have trouble sleeping, and then headache, dizziness, shaking. Some people can be shaking. You think they have been attacked, like, a stress, nervous breakdown, and muscle tension and all that. And you say, I'm having body aches and I'm doing everything. And then you have stomach or digestive problems. You have diarrhea, it could be stress. Not necessarily you have infested any germs, so it could just be stress. And then you have a weak immune system, chest pain. So sometimes you are talking and arguing, and there is some sharp pains passing through your chest. It should tell you that stop arguing, stop worrying, stop whatever it is you are doing, stop it. You get to marry, and your wife said, I'm not in the mood. It could be she had overworked herself and she's tired, and then the man comes back and says, oh, sweetheart, I'm not in the mood. And to be like, he's worrying about where to get money, he went to the job place and something is happening, somebody's worrying him. It could be stress, nothing else. It's not a problem. That's the point you should take a vacation. Then, when all these things happen to us, what happens? We tend to get into anxiety breakdowns, depression, panic attacks, and sadness. Sadness, this one. It will lead to depression because we were anxious and we're having panic attacks. So when we get depressed, we get panic attacks. So they are related, right? And then people drink, they smoke, they gamble, they participate in compulsory sex. Some students are there, they just want to have a sense of belonging. Somebody to say, oh, sweetheart, it will be okay, and blah, blah, blah. And you see that the next thing leads to another, and they are happy, and then something happens. The next time they are sad, they want to have it. So they are replacing solving the stress issue with something they shouldn't be doing. So in as much as we say you can feel lack of sex, it can also put you in a position to have more. And then girls, you can just go shopping. When you see something pass by, just buy. Yeah, stress. We are thinking about something, but you don't know. Using of drugs. You are browsing the internet. Some will lead to, yes, you watch, and then it will lead you. Some people go into porn, masturbation, and then girls TikTok, and some fashion things, and smoking. all are effects of the stress. And theoretically, you just want to know the stress can be acute, episodic, and then it could be chronic. These ones, when it comes to these stages, you need a doctor, someone to really look at you, right? It's not no more about just doing a few things, maybe meditating, reflecting, or going to for a vacation. You really need help. I think help, okay? And sometimes we need, the next section will tell you what you need. And if it comes in terms of professional, non-professional, formal, informal. We'll look at that when we get there. And your stress, we have identified that it can be any of this. Sorry about that. It can be any of this: environmental, postural, emotional, dental, and sometimes your dental cavity. Yes, you have problems with your teeth. I know somebody when she's sick, all her teeth aches. That shows that the immune system is down. And then nutritional, you may not want to eat, or you're overeating. And with ladies, if you come with your menstrual flow, you know that there are times when you are in a certain type of your cycle, you yearn for sweet and things you are not supposed to be yearning for. It's all part of it. You're either stressed that why is the flow coming too much, or it's not going, and that. Are we okay? Right. So let's move on. So if we want to solve stress management, what then should we do? It's right here. We looked at music, right? We looked at a form of therapy, which is meditation, reflection, right? Yoga, that was what we were doing indirectly. So we had done a few of this. Visit the spa. If this is mostly for adults because they need to make ends meet. So they are overly stressed most of the time. The kids, then exercise for everybody, young and old. You should have a hobby. When you are in that situation, you can just pick your knitting needles and knit, go and play some basketball, sweat, come and shower, go to sleep and rest. But most importantly, aside visiting nature, you should manage your time. This world is all about time management. When to wake up, when to sleep, when to learn, when to eat, when to socialize and when not to. The big one is here, time management. And as for students, this should be your friend. Because if this goes bad, your academics goes bad. And you are launching into counseling. Right, we are launching into counseling. And I want to pose a situation, this is for discussion. I come to you. Who am I going to use? You. Then, is there something wrong with you? Are you crazy? What is it? And then I'm speaking, I'm shouting, I want to even physically assault you. What will you do? She doesn't know me from anywhere. That's the first scenario. What will you do?
For me, when it comes to things like this, I just keep quiet because I keep quiet to just calm my nerves, and otherwise, if I say something, it's going to be another thing.
So she'll keep quiet. Is it all of us who keep quiet? Okay. Yes.
I'll run away.
Or you
Because he's
cry.
about to beat me.
Okay. Well, what if you know the person? For you know me. I don't know her quite well. Maybe she knows, but I don't know. But you know me. So what will you
And you
do?
speak to me in that manner.
You see how she said it, and you speak to me in that manner. It means there's something wrong with how I spoke to her, knowing that I know her. So what will you do?
I'll just keep quiet and
You'll be confused.
be confused after whether we are going through something.
going
Because that's
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. Yes, Ken. What will you do?
For me, what I'll do is I'll rather try and calm you down.
Huh? So what if you are calming me down and so immediately that's you try to calm me down. Okay, what if it's your boss? Somebody in higher authority. How do you handle that one?
I'll keep quiet. Because I don't know what has caused or what has pushed him to act in that manner.
We are all acting so mature and so emotionally intelligent. I just hope that's how I should be. Then, okay, a day later, she wants her a day later. Hey, let's say after the scenario, a day, let's say you kept quiet. The next day, what will you do? If you're able to answer these questions for, then we are almost done with it. A day after I came to do this rubbish, what will you do a day after?
So, madam,
carefully.
you were saying that what if it's your boss or an elderly person, for example?
So a day later, what is yes?
I will try to call you. If I know you said no, I'll call you. If you don't pick up, I'll bring somebody who I know that.
When I have offended you?
No, I don't know what actually has happened. That's why you are offended.
Okay.
So I will think through my thoughts to see what I did. If I didn't do anything wrong, I'll have to come in.
So what if you don't know me? I'm just a stranger. You know, sometimes when you can be driving and somebody can really annoy you. I've been victim. I say, hey, is there something wrong with you? Am I supposed to be even doing that? So if you don't know me,
I'll talk to a friend, somebody, a close friend that I share.
oh, okay, so you talk to somebody. Okay. Anything else? What about 1 year later? You know, the way we can keep things in our hearts, we don't forget. I'm just being practical. 1 year later, you see the same person, what will you do?
Then, madam, it will probably be somebody you know.
No, sometimes strangers, you don't know them, but you meet them on your way up and your way down. What will you do? Anyways, what we are trying to initiate is that we must go for counseling when we want to be successful and emotionally intelligent. And we have different forms of counseling. We could have individual, couples, you go together. This is also an individual one. Youth counseling, group counseling, child counseling. It could be formal, it could be informal. So when I say formal, you could just get someone to you pay someone to counsel you, professional ones, right? And then you could also see a priest. Indirectly, it's not formal, it's semi-formal because they are in a position to counsel. Or you go to a counselor at church, at school, academic advisors, you know. Yeah, they are all forms of counseling. And we're not going to go through this activity, but we need counseling because we want to be emotionally intelligent and manage our lives and be successful. You want to manage others and respond well to situations around us. If you look at the scenario we posed, you guys seem to be giving excellent answers. But is that practically possible? Yes or no? It depends on the person. Good. But the question now here is, why do we avoid counseling? Because we all know that you must go for counseling. We want the truth. So they can guide the priest at home, our priests who are going to watch this video. They can guide our facilitators, our leaders, Pan-African office to tackle this. What do you think? Why people don't want to go for counseling? Please feel free. Really, and she really wants to say something. Why? Well, as people come to my office, I'm like, I wanted to come to like 6 months ago, but and I said, then why are you here? I gathered courage. So I want to understand. Yes.
Sometimes because we are afraid, like fear, and sometimes because we don't know the people that are going to counsel us, so we don't feel okay sharing our things with them.
So you're not comfortable sharing your life issues because counseling is about you, sometimes about a third person. So you don't want to share. Why don't you want to share? Can somebody tell us why? Yes, yes.
Sometimes some people think that what they share, the person might look at them in a different way when they see them outside.
Oh, okay.
Or use it to judge them or discuss with others and something like that.
I think we are getting there. So you don't want to be judged, you don't want to be looked at with a double, this one, this side. Okay? And then you don't want your kids out there. You don't trust them, right? And sometimes you're afraid of us counselors, right? Okay. Well, why the fear? A certain aspect has been revealed, but why? Anyways. So, we are all struggling with one thing or the other. I am standing here, speaking as if I know it all. Even if I do, I still go for counseling. I do go for counseling. Sometimes I even call my counselor and just rant and rage and talk and talk. When I'm done, they will ask me, are you okay? Is it okay now? It will be alright, okay? That's all about it. Not because necessarily they would solve it, but then to bring you back to reality, that it's not everything you can want. Handle. So that's why we have the serenity prayer. God should help you understand the things you can work on, the things you can't, and help you to be able to understand that. So the ones you can solve, you move on. If you can't, pick what you must pick and move. Right? And if you want to succeed in this life, you need a counselor. Well, trustworthy one, of course. It will help us to, first of all, help us discover who we are. Because sometimes when we get there, we're all about somebody has done this to us, somebody has done this, and this, but we never talk about ourselves. A good counselor will point out what you yourself, you are contributing to the situation. Sometimes you haven't done anything, but sometimes your reactions might have caused a problem. Are we getting it? We all need counselors. The big question is, do we need counselors? Yes, we do. And I'm using myself as an example. Where I have reached now, you think I know it all, but I need a counselor. Sometimes. Sometimes my counselors are different. Like one is emotional, some is academic, professional, and sometimes I need to see my doctor because there's something happening to my body I don't understand. And it took a doctor to tell me, okay, download the Cycle app, right? It's called Flow. You download it, use it, log in the things that are happening to you, and the app will tell you what is happening. And I came to realize that the frequent visit to the hospital wasn't necessary. It was all about me growing, and I'm moving from one phase to the other, right? And then because you're a woman, something is happening to your body. It can make your whole body ache, like as if you're sick. And I know men to have similar things. They come to certain times in their life, they don't want to maybe take a broom and sweep anymore because they feel I'm providing, I'm giving money, and why should I be the one to, you know? We all have different ways things happen to us, and the lack of respect to them can cause them to react in a way you'll be scared. So it's about understanding yourself, and sometimes you need people to help you understand it. And if you look through, which these slides will give them to you, you have to personally develop yourself. You have to prevent something before it happens, so you need counsel.